Hello, hello, visionary entrepreneurs, life changers. How are you? Welcome back to our Momentum Monday. How are you? Happy Monday, right? I'm wondering how many of you, when you are getting into Monday, especially even on the night of a Sunday night, right? How are you feeling? Like, were you feeling excited, looking forward to Monday, or you feel like a little drained and hesitating or not getting energy at all? But today is Monday. I hope that every Monday you are joining our Momentum Monday inside of our Facebook group, Abundant Entrepreneurs, so that you can really catch the new inspirations, the best learning, the best trend, and also borrow some energy, okay? Borrow some energy from our abundant entrepreneurs group, from this community. Be lifted up. And we are here to support you, our visionary entrepreneurs, life changers. If you are watching this live video or the replay of this video, I believe that you are the called one. You are the called. Of course, everyone, we could have those ups and downs, right? And quite some time, if you, especially if you are a solopreneur, you may be struggling by yourself. Don't do that. Join our community, Abundant Entrepreneurs, and be surrounded by positive, uplifting entrepreneurs who are here passionate. We're driven by our purpose, and we're here passionate to change the world and to really support each other to advance, and also like to get our unleash our best gifts to help this world, to do what we are called to do. Every one of you have a unique call to fulfill. So don't just struggle by yourself, okay? Connect with us, Abundant Entrepreneurs, so that we can progress together. And every Monday, especially Monday, we have a Momentum Monday, and every Thursday we also have live events. Quite sometimes it's free events to fully support you, to help you really unleash what you are here, especially blessed to help other people. So today, what's our today's episode? Today is already 107, and our today's topic is create content that AI could never compete, could never replace or could compete, right? So how many of you have already heard about all this kind of AI trend, right? Recent years, not just recent years, actually, those big companies have been investing in the AI industry. And AI is just like a new creative industry, right? For over dozens of years. I remember when I was a kid, that's dozens of years, definitely. It's like all this kind of like Wi-Fi stuff, or not Wi-Fi, how do you call that? Sci-fi, right? Those kind of stories, imagination about the future. Imagine all this kind of computers, all this kind of spaceship stuff. And now, yeah, through all these years, we've already had spaceship, right? We all those kind of rockets, with all those kind of stars in the sky, and 5G, like no drivers, like a Tesla, right? All these kind of driverless kind of vehicles, and even some like new innovation of planes. Many of that has have the AI technology embedded into it. And recently, right, just a few months ago, ChatGPT, this is a new, most famous, maybe like a most popular word, is now everywhere, and even caused the Google get into panic, and all this kind of like a Google upper levels is like discussing how could they facing this compete, right? Maybe they worried about this chat GPT will replace Google on the search engine. Because I just, by the way, during the weekend, from the curiosity, I just tried chat GPT. How many of you tried it already? uh, to be honest, right, I'm not so much impressed. I don't know why so many people get in panic, or some people said, "Oh, this is, of course, it's a great innovation, right? It's like based on Google search engine." I don't say like, even though like they are trying to compete, but they are actually not really the similar thing. Google, I actually personally still prefer Google, because all this like a Google respect us as more like independent decision maker. Like they, once you search any word, they can put multiple, right? Dozens of search results, so that you could look for different resources, filter it, and make your own decision. But ChatGPT is more like a feeding you, like what's it say? It's like a tutor. This it's not like a tutor. Let's say how about it's like a consultant. How do you call that? You search for some certain topic, their advantage is like them put it into conversation. But disadvantage is I don't like that. It's just like by the way, for people with independent thinking like me and people who are creative like me, I do not really appreciate ChatGPT, but ChatGPT maybe is for lazy people, people who do not want. They said, oh, this is like innovation for people who wants to write articles, people who are studying for like writing something by themselves, right? Like a ChatGPT can really like even they are joking like could help students cheat, especially those like a high school students or like a college students cheat, right? If they can just Google for some subject and then the ChatGPT will write the article for them. Because ChatGPT just search for all these answers online or resource, right? And they put into a conversation type of like an essay or content. You feel like somebody is talking with you. But I just don't feel like for example, I search for some kind of a tourism, like a travel. I was planning for the summer travel, to back to China, some like a Silk Road, tourism recommendation, right? If I search for on Google, I get multiple choices, pictures, everything. I love that, right? I can go to click these links, go to these sources and filter and read different recommendations and get more experiences. So that's why I prefer Google. But ChatGPT give you, they said it's give you the best answer. How do you know that's best answer, right? By the way, ChatGPT is based on all the data by 2021. Come on, we're 2023 already, right? I don't know if I may be one of the few who is saying not so like giving not so much favor to ChatGPT, even though it's a great innovation. It's great for many people, but so far it's not a challenge or threat to me. Maybe it could help, but it's just like, for example, they gave me the recommendation of a Silk Road tourism. Some like they only gave me two choices based on the computers, the systems calculation or whatever intelligence. They give me recommendation of the itinerary. That's it, in text message. And there's no sources I could check. There's no further things I could do research, compare, and make my own decision. So basically, I just feel like ChatGPT is for lazy people, okay, who just want the quickest, easiest answer without much research and thinking, okay. So, and by the way, data like I mentioned by 2021. So they are 1 and what? Now it's 2 months, right? February. So 1 year and 2 months behind us, behind the Google or behind our information. Of course, they could accelerate the development and it's still in the researching stage, right? They could put more data, even though they up to data till today, till now, I would still say ChatGPT will not compete with us, okay? People, if you are worried about all this AI trend and AI whatever competition, AI challenge, some of you, especially those ones, I know those ones who are still employees working for big companies and doesn't matter big or small companies, right? If you are still doing some like a basic things, let's say calculating things, recording things, and even some they said even lawyers, those basic lawyers, right, who do not go to trial on a court, just like how to say, just reading the how to say, depending on your memory, read all those kind of let's say laws, codes, like acts, and remember it and give people consultation. If you are that kind of things, like immigrants and lawyers, maybe those ones will be replaced in the future, right? Because if you are just like a mechanically let's say learning knowledge, if you are knowledge type of employees, you may be facing like those basic logistic skills and knowledge based, those ones could face that kind of a challenge and competition threat by AI to replace your work, including they said let's say like Amazon, right? Amazon, they include labor work, right? Amazon they laid off over 10,000 people, but they are replacing many kind of positions by AI, by computer, by like a machine. So that's definitely like but actually this is good trend. That is forcing this kind of new technology and innovation is forcing our human beings to become smarter and like And I would say like quite soon I will introduce you how you can increase your and create really content the AI could never compete, right? So this forces us to go to, like I mentioned about the pyramid. The pyramid fundamental, majority people labor work, no let's say no EQ or low IQ kind of work. Most times it's like a skills based, right? Like your mechanical skills based, this kind of labor work on the bottom. That's a pyramid bottom. The majority of people are on that level, and more, right? The more your IQ, EQ required, people get to the topper level, like more creative work, right? And human beings get to the top. I know even the human beings on the top it are also like they feel like a threat and competition from AI because AI is becoming smarter. Like AI's calculations fast, many times faster than us, right? For example, those like chess. I remember they mentioned those chess champions of the world, the whole world, competed. They get it into the test. I by the way, applause to them for their courage to take that challenge, and even though they lost, they lost, right? But I really admire that courage, and it's not a shame. Okay, it's not a shame even though you lose to the computer or like lose to AI machine, and because it's like put all this technology calculation into it, but it's all AI are designed by people, right? If you just compete, depends on which part you compete with them. If you compete with them, all those kind of calculation, logistics, and let's say logic stuff, right? Knowledge stuff, data stuff, of course, or memory, even memory stuff, right? Of course, this technology will be beyond us, right? But we are the master of a computer, and we are the master of technologies. And we need them to work for us. So that's why force our human beings to go upper and upper to the tip of the pyramid. Be that demander, be that like a commander, be that leader, be the that kind of a brain of all the AIs. I know it's very challenging and could be a big threat. Even Elon Musk said AI threat, like he mentioned about the AI is the biggest danger for future life because it depends on how our human beings, our like say our ethics, our integrity, all those kind of technicians and scientists, all those people, if they have the great ones right here, right? If those creators, we are all creators. If some of those creators are not are driven by some evil, like we watch so many movies, right? If they were any of them were driven by evil minds, evil vision, or evil whatever motivation, right? That will be a disaster for human beings. Until now, by the way, we still don't know what's the pandemic, the COVID-19. Where did that stuff come out, right? We still don't know the source. All right, so we never know. Some like either it's like naturally or maybe could be like a evilly human some mistake, right? Maybe not on purpose or maybe purpose or maybe by mistake. We never know now. So many things could be beyond our most of people's our sight or even beyond our imagination. So definitely AI could be a danger even for our human beings, like a well-being, right? On majority part, I would say it could be like a great benefits, could really help our human beings advance, like evolve and also advance, right? We're like creator, right? We're creating great things. Majority are positive, but some occasional small, let's say small percentage of bad things could really ruin the whole well-being and safety, even safety, right, of our human beings. Even now, like Russia is using nuclear weapon to threaten all the human beings' safety, right? That's not and well-being. That's definitely not good. So even one nuclear weapon, if it's manipulated and like misused, could really threaten all our human beings' well-being. So that's like and even like say life and survival, right? So that's AI could be very dangerous, especially more and more the technology goes and things could be more impactful. But anyway, so here talk about back to our content, right? We are entrepreneurs, how we generate our influence, impact, and especially contribute values every day, right? Almost like I don't know if you're doing content every day. If you have not, I would encourage you to do because every day matters. Consider about our life, right? Our life. Think about around 100 years. If you live a very healthy lifestyle and you have a good gene as well, especially lifestyle. Okay, your and also your mindset, your thinking, your everyday, how you take good care of yourself, and how you think positively, right? And it's definitely like around, let's say, 100 years. Of course, we desire to go to 120 if possible, right? So let's say 100 years. How many? Only 100 years, right? 365 days, and that's only 36,500 days. And if you calculate every day, that it's countable. It's like now we're already in February, middle of February. How quick time goes! I just feel like it just yesterday we just celebrate. Oh, we get into new year from 2022 to 2023, and now we are already in February. Time really flies. So we need to really cherish every day, right? So that's why we want to live every day to contribute our values, and every day also keep learning, right? Keep learning and growing, and so that we could contribute our best value and also make our life really like worth living. And that's why we're sharing our content, right? Especially for entrepreneurs. If you want to create happiness, success, fulfillment, everything, right? Your content is really a key. It's really a great key. That's why all those masters, true masters, right? Many people, they are sharing content, but majority of them are just pitches, sales messages. I admit sometimes I share quite many messages to send people to my live event or whatever, feeling like a little bit salesy. But I know that it's also, I share a majority of it's like a free event, like including this Momentum Monday. We've been doing this 107 episode, and every episode is free. And I prepare it very well. Like you can see those posts, I put my heart and my energy and my inspirations, great inspirations, all into it, right? My creativity into it. I hope it's like inspiring, and also it's really supporting you. It's contributing to your growth and lifting you up. So, and our entrepreneurs need this great content every day to contribute our values, and also, and from a marketing, from business angle, right? We definitely need content as well to attract, to filter, and also attract our ideal audience. Those people who are meant to be served by us, who are like both of us will be blessed for us to serve them, right? So that's the best way for our life's value to contribute. So it's not just for money, but we are entrepreneurs here. We making business, we creating business, we develop our business to not just making money, right? But really to help people to contribute our best values. So you do not should not feel any shame, right, for your content, but make sure that it's not just all the sales, right? It's truly focused on the values, how you can contribute more values, and how you can attract the right people to contribute more of your values, right? So that each will feel like that it's a match, it's a fit. All right. So now the second question. Oh, by the way, I want to ask you, how many of you feeling that kind of because now all this news are feeding us, right? How many of you are really feeling challenged or even threatened by AI? I know many employees, right? They will raise their hands. And recently, I just remember, and recently some people like IT people, they are gathering together discuss about their future. With so many coding people, right? Like a coder or IT engineers, they do coding. They feel that kind of threat that the AI will replace them, and indeed, that's already the trend. Everybody can see that trend. So they're discussing about, they're brainstorming how they should keep improving themselves and growing themselves, and so that they could like transform themselves to find new opportunities, right? To get themselves into like more competitive positions. That's for employees. But for us entrepreneurs, if we like think about content, is just one area. Okay, today we want to focus on content. So how many of you feeling like threatened? For example, ChatGPT, they can write anything for anybody if you just search for it and answer. By the way, I hope they could be faster. It's really like waiting for quite a while. I counted around how many seconds? At least over 10 seconds. That's long, right? And you just feel like nothing. After you type in something, there's nothing happening. 10 seconds, I was wondering, is this working? And finally something, then jump out little by little. That's funny. Okay, I know they will definitely improve its speed. I know I speak very fast as well, right? So maybe sometimes faster than the computer. My brain thinking faster than the computer, and sometimes I feel, oh, the computer is so slow. I want it to be faster to catch my mind, right? And similarly for ChatGPT, so far they're still much slower than our brain. Anyway, so now. So just a comment under my video, okay? Be honest to let us know if you feel challenged or like threatened. Maybe let's play some like interesting thing from 1 to 10. 10 is the highest, right? Feeling threatened and challenged. How much are you feeling like challenged or threatened by AI? Okay, put the number under in the comment. Let us see. It's just like a interesting brief survey. And then now the second question is today's focus. How could we create content that AI could never ever compete? I have that confidence. Do you have that? Okay, let's see. First is because we've already mentioned about that, right? Even the ChatGPT, they are like time behind us. That's just like some logistic thing, right? They are behind us. Even though they are, but I'm now mentioning about it, even though they could catch up our time, even though they could get data, even though they like develop in the future, definitely, right? They would always develop some new ways to let the AI, let the computer, let the machine catch the latest, like even today, right? The same day kind of information data. How could we still could still be leading the competition, right? Always be ahead of AI. And by the way, AI or everything is created by human beings, right? So that means whatever human beings create, they are limited by the human beings' current thinking and current knowledge, current data. Us, all human beings, every one of you are the creator. We have a 4 Qs. I want to, sorry, let me get some drink. So we have the 4 Qs. Do you know the 4 Q? I guess most of you know that IQ and EQ. There are another 2 Qs. I know we could have many Qs, but those 4 are the most important. Who? Springtime. I'm still getting this a little bit like a winter's kind of a cough here. So IQ, we know that. Majority leaders decided by your parents, by your ancestor. So we could not, but it's not impossible, okay? Sorry, it's a little bit alarming. Okay, so IQ, many people thought IQ is born with you. I admit that. But now technology also, like new science also research that we could impact, we could change our IQ, we could actually improve our IQ. By keep learning, right? For example, we can definitely improve our IQ because IQ is majority time decided by the knowledge we own. Majority focus on the knowledge, right? If you test your IQ when you were just a little kid, when you don't know much, when you did not learn much, even though you have IQ, have a high IQ, biologically, but it could not be expressed by human beings designed test, right? If you test those things, maybe you not immediately get those IQ score. But through our learning, keep a good everyday stimulate our brain with new knowledge, with new inspirations, with a great environment. We improve our IQ. We could, and also biologically, what kind of food you eat can also impact your IQ. Do you know that? Like healthy food, for example, if you eat more, for example, I remember when I was a kid, I loved to eat walnuts, peanuts, all those kind of nut stuff, and I did not even know that time those things can help my brain function better. It's just like my body naturally crave for it. I guess my body was quite smart right during that time when I was just a kid. Like a crave for those like fish stuff and like omega stuff, all those kind of like walnuts, peanuts, and fish, and some good like nutrition. I was lucky. I was born in southwest of China, the hometown of spicy food, right, hot pot food. During that time, China was still like developing and quite quite like even like not even like it's a little bit like underdeveloped, so not much materials. But my parents were very smart. They feed us eggs. By the way, eggs are super good for your brains as well. So during that time, we did not even really have enough milk. We did not even eat much milk, as I remember. Occasionally, we get some milk. That's very like luxurious stuff. So majority time it's just like eggs, chicken, fish. Luckily, my hometown is by the big river, so it's just like some natural food, all organic food, by the way, right? Most are organic food, so that was the lucky part of us. So all the nutrition is good, and also those nut stuff, right? It's like nutrition is very good. So I guess then I benefited from that, the healthy kind of a food, and my brain worked very well. So that's why I was quite excellent student since I was like very little. And anyway, that's IQ, okay? Your food, your thinking, your environment can what every day you keep learning can really help you improve your IQ, okay? And especially if you do not want to get like a Alzheimer's, how do you call that? When you get Alzheimer's, how do you call that? When you get older, that kind of a like a disease, right? Could call you like you could not. Almost like you can say when you get old, you could not remember, or lose your memory, all those things, or recognition. So all this kind of food environment stimulation can really help you, like keep learning. Even though you are older, and especially when you're older, you still need to keep learning new things. It challenge your brain to function. Okay, so that can definitely keep your IQ and even improve your IQ. And now the second one, EQ. EQ, okay, the emotional quotient. So the EQ is very important and help people. Even like Steve Jobs, I remember when Steve Jobs, he had a definite high IQ, right? But he did not really have a very good EQ earlier in his career. That's why he could not go along with his colleagues, and people did not like him. And eventually he was expelled from like Apple, right? Eventually, a few years later, he get back. He learned the lessons, and get better to improve his EQ, at least to communicate better with other people, adapt to the society better. So the EQ definitely help us to really understand other people, understand ourselves and other people's relationships, and give better empathy and communicate better. Okay, all those EQ things definitely help us, like for us, like create anything. You want to create something, putting other people's in your mind, putting other people's what's their challenges, what's their like pains, what's their their desires, and you can resonate with them, so that when you create something, it's helpful, it's useful, it's resonating with them, right? That's the second one, your EQ. And there is LQ. Do you know LQ? How many of you know LQ? LQ, let me tell you what is LQ. LQ is love Q. Understand love, understand the true, let's say, characters and the true essence of love. And so when you have the love Q, you can really like sustain any kind of like challenges, all this kind of ups and downs on your love's journey, right? Love is actually the fundamental thing in every our human life. It's not just EQ. LQ is even one step further than EQ. EQ has some like a compassion inside of it, right? Compassion. But the love Q is really how you can really build up that kind of a more intimate relationship as well, the love, true love, and build like maintain, and how to really go through ups and downs, and how to understand another person and also match each other, and how to grow together. All this kind of love Q. And that can definitely help you to understand love in more depths, right? And also to like unleash your love power and unleash your love influence, to build that kind of like a great connection and great and I would say majority people, this part is a big challenge. Like even for me now, the LQ, I'm still learning it, right? And because I married, in my love life got a big challenge and crisis a few years ago, and now I'm still like in this stage, how to overcome all this kind of the biggest challenges in life, and how to like like when you lost that kind of attraction, especially after many years being together, right? After you lost that attraction, how could you rebuild that kind of attraction, and also that kind of faith as well. Okay, everything related to love, that kind of forgiveness as well, and especially that kind of strength in love, or everything related to love. Okay, that's a LQ. And then the fourth one, the Q, okay, is AQ. Do you know what is AQ? AQ is adversity Q. So it's like a adversity quotient is how you deal with challenges, competitions, including like what we're talking about AI, right? All these kind of difficulties, obstacles in our life, and those things make us feel like we could not move on, and so many blocks, right? So many like the tunnels and the challenges every day, all these bumps, and we fell down. How many of us, if we do not have a strong AQ, many people just give up. And this is also including resilience. Through the years, if you practice, of course, everyone will increase certain level of AQ. But the stronger AQ you have, that kind of, we call it like mind power, right? You build up your mind power, and like the more challenges you go through, the stronger your AQ increase, like resilience increase, and it becomes stronger and stronger to be against any kind of obstacles. And especially when you have that faith, you have that mindset, your mind power through all these kind of challenges and exercises and the tests and the trials, right, grow. So that's like a majority of people. If you see those successful people, right, people may say successful people are just people with successful habits. Not just that. The habits part is actually majority, including the mind power. The more they build up some habits. Habits is just like, I would say, it looks like people showed up those like patterns. Habits are only patterns, right? The things they keep doing. But the fundamentally, what is supporting those habits, things they could keep doing, especially those challenging things, difficult things, like Tony Robbins. Every day he's doing that kind of like a hot shower and then like jump into the ice tube. That's a very difficult one for majority people, right? So if he can keep doing that, it's not just his behavior patterns, but the majority is because his mind power, that so getting so stronger and stronger, and his AQ getting stronger and stronger. Let's keep from the everyday's practicing, everyday's like keeping challenging himself. Get so strong, that's why he could support his behavior, those patterns of those habits. So that's AQ, okay? So definitely, if you can keep learning, keep practicing, keep growing, and keep improving your 4 Qs in those areas, right? Like IQ, EQ, LQ, AQ. You can definitely be much more advanced than any other people, and no mention about AI, right? So because we are not competing with AI on data, on memory, on all this kind of knowledge side, right? We want to compete with AI or other anything in this world. AI is just part of, you could say AI could just part of many challenges, right? If it can become like a threat to you. So all those four Qs can help us become such kind of a like advanced and competitive and advanced being, that we could be so confident in this world that nothing, including other people or AI, could really put us down. And even though we were like a bamboo, right? Even though we fell down, we'll still stand up again. So that's where all those 4 Qs are supporting us to fall down, stand up again, like entrepreneurs, right? All those kind of ups and downs, the hills and valleys. We will get down, we will get up. Okay, we will fall down, and then we will stand up again. So we never give up, right? So that's the first one. And then another side I want to mention about the content part. The content, it's actually the AI's content. It's quite a majority of time will be quite logical. Of course, they get all this data people created, so you feel like they have emotions inside of it, right? Because the data is from human created, so there's some feeling of emotions, especially they created like a conversation. You feel like somebody is talking to you, but they can never get into that kind of a deep level of if you really connect with your soul, your heart. No AI could compete at that level. So the content, critical content, okay, the essence level of content you want to create. I remember when during our challenge, content challenge, by the way, I will share a little bit more about that at the end. The content freedom challenge. We design that, and then we teach about the content art, content science, content strategy, content let's say content movement, okay, and all those ones are content or strategies as well. Oh, no, let me say content calendar, content. What's that 5 1? Art, science, content. Okay, sorry. First is purpose. Okay, that's why I missed one. Purpose, content purpose. Always remember the purpose, the most important thing. Content purpose, art, science, strategy, and movement. Those 5 areas of content, and for your content freedom. And we talked about 6 levels of content, from initially just in like a content attention impression to more and more like inspiration and impact, and then eventually it's transformational level of content. That's the content you create with your heart and soul. That's you have that connection. When you create that kind of content, you touch people's heart and their soul. You create that kind of a connection with people. You touch their heart and soul. Okay, that level of content is not just like a logical and a knowledge level of content. Okay, it's not just like an impression kind of content, or even just not like inspiration, but it's really transformational. You touch people's deep inside their soul, their heart, their spirit, and help them to make that transformation. That's the highest level of content. Okay, so when you create content, you want to have that. Of course, we want to have a content that is catch, right, with a hook, with call people's attention. That's the first level to get like invite them into the door, right? If they do not get in the door, how could they say, wow, this is abundant, beautiful, wonderful world, right? So you want to get them, call them. Sometimes people use some silly ways, right? And call them attention, get them into it, and then you will show them. Just like, by the way, Tony Robbins and Dean Grossassi mentioned, like sell what they want, but give them what they need, right? Sell them want. People want some fancy stuff, want some like, let's say, beautiful stuff, or maybe like sell something, give them visual, or maybe some like audio kind of a thing, stimulate that kind of senses, right? Making them all attracted, want to get in. But once they get in, when you serve them, you want to serve them with what they truly need, what they are struggling, what their soul, their heart, the mind truly need, right? So that's like from the content like the level, right? You want to create eventually that content to really touch people's heart, really can create a transformational effect. All right, so that's why your content. But how could you get there? How, right? It's getting to how. How is really you need in addition to increase those 4 keys we just mentioned. You really need align, clarify, and align with your purpose, with your vision, with your best gifts that you are called here to give, to contribute, to generate the best influence and impact and also contribution. All right, you need to align first with that, then all your content, because you need first, if you want to touch other people's heart, you need to connect with your heart. You need to connect with your soul. You are the first one. You should be the first audience or the client you want to attract. If you could not touch your own heart and soul, how could you expect that you could touch other people's heart and soul, right? So that's why when people, I remember those content creators, right, creative creators, when they wrote something, they would suggest you to read it to yourself. Do you feel that you could touch that's touching your heart, right? First you create in your own, from your own heart and soul, and then you try to read that and also like not definitely read, right? Sometimes could be like a video content. You review it to see, and like sounds like you're a third party to review what you created, to feel like if you are imagine if you are in other people's shoes, right? If you're an audience, would you be attracted by that message? Would you be attracted? Would you feel that connection? Is that touching your heart and soul? Is that really make you feel not just inspired, but really feel like a transformation and that kind of effect, right? So that's also and another one in a deeper level. I just found the secret of the content. I feel like putting like any kind of a message, like a love letter. Okay, this is one of my secrets. It's like whatever message you really truly want to generate a big impact, a deeper impact, right? Maybe not a huge scale, but deep. You want to imagine that, make it real, just like you're writing a love letter to the universe. Like I had experience, I used to love letter with my lover, and it really touched him, by the way, and that's why eventually we get together. But later, because we got into the marriage life with kids, everything, I did not really have that much time, or maybe that kind of soul or energy to write this love letters, and lost that kind of connection. Sometimes it's your behavior, okay? Your behavior should be like a love letter to show to your to your loved ones, for them to feel like that kind of connection, okay? And our human beings like that. Even one day we do not show love to each other, we could feel like we were forgotten, right? So that's so easy for us. That's but also how deeply our human beings are desiring for love. So definitely imagine, like if now you're creating some content, no matter it's for one person or for all the audience, right? Especially now we're talking about entrepreneurs. I was also talking about relationship. Okay, now get back to our entrepreneurship and business. Okay, if you want to create some content that is really truly attractive there in the universe, you want to write a love letter to the universe, write the like a love letter, right, to your audience, to the people you want to attract and want to serve. It's truly like a love letter because it's not pretend, but it's true love to them and true understanding of them, and how you praise them, how you believe in them, how you want to help them, right? You truly understanding about their challenges, what they are struggling with, their pains and their deep desires, and what they want to fulfill, okay? So you understand those parts to resonate with them and to give you all. That's a love letter. Give you all to serve. The genuine you, the true self of yourself, to give all yourself to serve. And that's why you need first to clarify and align yourself with your purpose, with your gifts, with your passion. And that's how you could naturally contribute yourself fully. So that's my today's secrets, okay? That's my confidence, by the way, as well. And all those things are backed by my faith. Because when you clarified your purpose, you will fully connect with your creator, your faith, and you will have this unshakable faith and belief that what you are doing is what you are called to do. And that's where you could contribute all yourself and also give you all your heart, your love, your soul to serve, to contribute. So I hope you could get to that level. And by the way, even in any area you're still struggling, we have the best the service for you. We have these resources for you. I called earlier, I mentioned Content Freedom Challenge. And by the way, I will share after I finish this video, I will share under the video the link. You can register to attend our 5-day Content Freedom Challenge. And we shared our purpose, the art, science, strategy, and also movement to help you to fully become the master of content creation, and become the master of what you create every day, and become the master even for your habit of creating content, your calendar, your everything, like a strategy, from essence to your strategy, essence, principle, strategies, and also tactic, everything to your implementation. And by the way, the Content Freedom Challenge for the 5 days challenge, and we also provide not just the training, or also provide ongoing support. So if you register, you can choose either regular level or the VIP level. Okay, it's like we have a continuous every week content, not just challenge, but also content brainstorming, content masterminding, and to coaching and mentoring to support you every week to keep that momentum, keep that kind of like fresh new challenges, right? Not just like after 5 days you forget and you get back to your old pattern, and you procrastinate and you do not have the inspiration, you do not have the momentum. We keep you every week. We have the new momentum and continuous support. That's like a membership. You choose either regular membership or our VIP membership. You learn not just the 5 days consented, right? Like the on-demand, by the way, that's on-demand 5-day study. We've already put that into online course. And then every week we have a live live event coaching challenge, live masterminding to help you, to support you every week, create a great content so that when you could make that impact and influence in this market, and so that you could attract the ideal audience and the clients into your tribe, and so that you could serve and provide your offers to serve them the best. All right, so make sure that you will join our Content Freedom Challenge. And this week, by the way, this Thursday, we will have a, once you join that, this Thursday we will give you a free event first. By the way, free event to do the Facebook Live challenge. Okay, so make sure that you will first join our Content Freedom Challenge, the membership, and then we will invite you to our Thursday first free event challenge, and ongoing we will have then once you get into a membership, we will have an ongoing every week live event to support you. All right, so we'll look forward to seeing you inside of our Content Freedom Challenge, and look forward to seeing your unleashing your impact, influence, your soul and heart kind of impact in this world. All right, everyone, see you soon. Bye bye. Keep that momentum, and we will see you inside of our challenge. Bye bye.